when they squeak. Anyway, welcome to everybody. Most of you, I think, know me, Bill Rainey from NBRN Radio out of Nashville. We're going to do a little picking and a grinning. Don has been after me saying, well, I wish you'd come back out and sing a little bit. I said, well, I wish I knew how. I would. I'd be tickled to death. But, I want to take just a minute, though. You people here, I know you have a ball and you enjoy what goes on, and I know that. But I'm going to tell you something. I've been in this business a long time, and it don't get no better than these musicians that's up here on this stage tonight. So how about everybody giving them a nice round of applause? And I've had a bad week. I was going in to do my radio show the other day and got down almost to Jolton, headed off the hill, and state police pulled up behind me and threw the light on me, and I said, no, I'm not stopping. So I took off heading for trying to get off on Old Hickory Boulevard over there. And he caught me at the red light, and he said, Bill, didn't you see that lights on you coming down the highway a while ago and the siren going? And I said, yeah, I did. And he said, then why didn't you stop? I said, because my wife run off with a state policeman last week, and I thought it was him trying to bring her back. So. Anyway, we're going to do a couple of the songs here. Oh, by the way, a song that I wrote and recorded and released here a little bit ago, come in number 24 in Europe this week, so I'm very pleased with that. Got no reason now for going home. All my reason now, she's gone. Got no one there to turn to, even though I know I ought to. Got no reason now for going home. Once I had every reason man could want. Going home, making love, I don't. So I end up in here each night, sitting and thinking, missing her, hating him, drinking. Got no reason now for going home. All my reason now, she's gone. Got no one there to talk to, even though I know I ought to. Got no reason now for going home. It's so hard now just knowing there's another, that she's out with him, knowing that I love her. So I end up in here each night, sitting and thinking, missing her, hating him, drinking. Got no reason now for going home. All my reason now, she's gone. Got no one there to turn to, even though I know I ought to. Got no reason now for going home. Got no reason now for going home. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Well, I tell you, it's been a wild week trying to keep up with everything, but I guess we'll do that. Oh, he wasn't talking to me. Right there should have been a superstar. There's no doubt about it. I was visiting with another place, and I won't mention names, but a lot of musicians supposed to have been good. He shines like a star on that stage up there with him. Yes, sir. He's a good one. Got a high fever. Ernest Tubb did this. Thanks, thanks a lot. Got a broken heart, that's all I've got. You made me cry, and I cried a lot. Then you were gone, honey, thanks a lot. Told your friends I'd passing by that you were not sorry, you made me cry. You said I deserve just what I got. Then you were gone, honey, thanks a lot. Told your friends I was passing by that you were not sorry, you made me cry. You said I deserve just what I got. Then you were gone, honey, thanks a lot. You wanted a fool, I played the part. Now all I've got is a broken heart. We loved a little and laughed a lot. Then you were gone, honey, thanks a lot. Thanks, thanks a lot. Got a broken heart, that's all I've got. You made me cry, and I cried a lot. Then you were gone, honey, thanks a lot. Yeah, well, thank you, ma'am. Your generosity. I tell you, folks, listen, I want to tell you something right now. My wife and I been married quite a while, okay? We had our anniversary 2 weeks ago, and we decided what we was going to do for our anniversary of all these years. We were going to duplicate our whole situation. So we went back to Mississippi, got this old preacher that we'd got. He was young then. Got this old preacher out, and we went back through our same vows again. We went to the restaurant where we had our supper. We got the old woman out of retirement to come and wait on us at the tables. Left her the same dollar tip like I always do. Went back to the same wine store, and I got the same bottle of cheap wine. We went back to the same cheap motel, got the same room. Barb sat down on the side of the bed, and she said, "Honey, you think I'll have time to get my pantyhose off?" I said, "You'll have time to knit a pair." I mentioned a while ago, this is a song that I wrote, and in fact, right now it's being played worldwide off of my radio show. And if you haven't seen my literature, I am actually the world's largest disc jockey that's ever been. I'm streamed out of Texas on one streamer of over 4,700 radio stations worldwide. That's reading Don Williams about to become a superstar. We're going to try to make him one. Anyway, this is my life story for you that are familiar with the area. I was raised down around Buena Vista, Tennessee, in the log woods and the cotton fields. We lived on a sharecropper's farm all the time, and this is what this one's about. It's called 4 a.m. 4 a.m. and my papa calls. Feed the mules and slop the hogs. Hurry, hurry, milk the cow. Got a lot of new ground, got to plow. Seeds to sow and corn to plant. Breaking up new ground to pay the rent. Earn my living by the sweat of my brow. Walking all day behind a plow. Roots in the ground as big as your arm. Just 4 people on a red band farm. But I've got a dream, I'm dreaming. My life I think's worth living. Someday I plan on leaving and find this dream I'm dreaming 12 o'clock and a dinner bell ring. Water them mules down to the spring. Hurry, hurry, eat my lunch. Breaking up new ground full of stumps. Sun so hot it's bearing down. Ought to quit and go to town. Landlord coming in his car, breaking them up from the jar. Wish he'd say that I could quit, breaking up new ground to pay the rent. 'Cause I've got a dream I'm dreaming, my life I think's worth living. Someday I plan on leaving and find this dream I'm dreaming. 12 o'clock and a dinner bell ring. Water the mule down the spring. Hurry, hurry, eat my lunch. Breaking up new ground full of stumps. Breaking up new ground full of stumps. Life story right there. Oh, I thank you so much. And I appreciate the privilege of being up here against some of these superstars. I'm telling you, people like that bearded one standing over there. Now there goes the fan knocking everything down. I go through this all the time. I've got clothespins that I use. We'll try it anyway. Make sure what I've done here. We live up here by Cumberland City. We got a large sun deck, apple trees for shade. There we go again. Need a nail up here, I think. But anyway, we was sitting out there on the sun deck the other afternoon, my wife and I. She was had a big glass of wine, and I'm gonna put a weight on this one, see if this won't hold it. Big knife for to hold it. There we go. Anyway, Barb was sipping on wine, and she said, "I love you so much. I don't know what I'd do without you." And I said, "Barb, is that you talking or the wine?" And she said, "No, it's me talking to the wine." So that's the reason I stay in trouble at home. Just because I ask a friend about her, just because I spoke her name somewhere, just because I rang her number by mistake today, she thinks I still care. Just because I haunt the same old places where the memories of her linger everywhere. Just because I'm not the happy guy I used to be, she thinks I still care. But if she's happy thinking I still miss her, then let that silly notion bring her cheer. Oh, how could she ever be so foolish? Oh, where did she get such an idea? Just because I asked a friend about her, just because I spoke her name somewhere, Just because I saw her then went all to pieces. She thinks I still care. But if she's happy thinking I still miss her, then let that silly notion bring her cheer. Oh, how could she ever be so foolish? Oh, where would she get such an idea? Just because I asked a friend about her, just because I spoke her name somewhere, just because I saw her then went all to pieces. She thinks I still care. She thinks I still care. George Jones. And I don't mean to bother anybody with a knife. It's just the idea that I don't have no coon skin, and I carry it. It's a good paperweight anyway. I'm gonna do one more song here and get off, because I'm sure there's somebody else here wants to get up and do something better than what I'm doing, but we have fun anyway. Gene Watson did this. From somewhere outside, I hear the street vendor cry, "Billy Gumbo." From my window I see him going down the street. He don't know that we fell right to sleep in a damp tangled sheets so soon. After love on a hot afternoon. Now the Bourbon Street lady sleep like a baby in the shadow. She was new to me, full of mystery. Now I know that she's just a girl and I'm just a guy in a room full of love on a hot afternoon. Now the Bourbon Street lady sleep like a baby in the shadow. After love on a hot afternoon. We got high in the park this morning and we sat without talking. Then she came back in here in the heat of the day, tired of walking, where under her breath she hummed to herself a tune of love on a hot afternoon. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Well, I hope everyone had a good dinner tonight, as usual. Bunch of good food. Yeah.
I don't think anybody really wants to look at you.
Well, that's probably true. I don't want to. That's okay. Well, let's get these guys together. Well met, my true love. Well met, cried he. I've just returned from the salt, salt sea, oh, for the love of thee. Ah, where have ye been, my long lost love, this 7 long years and more? I've returned for my former vows ye granted me before. Oh, do not speak of your former vows, for they will bring sad strife. Do not speak of your former vows, for I am become a wife. He turned himself right underhand, a tear blinded his eye. I'd ne'er hae trod on Irish ground had it not been for love of thee. I could have married a king's daughter, far, far beyond the sea. I might have had a king's daughter, had it not been for love of thee. Well, if ye could have married a king's daughter, yourself ye are to blame. Ye might have had a king's daughter, for ye kenned that I was name. But if I should forsake my husband dear, and go along with thee, what have ye got to maintain me on, and keep me from poverty? I hae 7 ships all out on the sea, the 8th brought me to land, with 24 brave mariners, and music on every hand. So she picked up her ain wee babes, kissed them from cheek to chin, saying, stay right here with your daddy dear, for I'll never see thee again. When she put her foot upon the ship, no mariners could she behold, but the sails were all the finest silk, and masts of the beaten gold. And they'd not sailed a league, but barely 3, when dismal grew his countenance, and truly his ee. And they'd not sailed a league, but barely 3, when she espied his cloven foot, and she wept most bitterly. Oh, hold your tongue of your weeping, he said, of your weeping, now let me be. I'll take you to where the lilies grow, on the banks of Italy. Then he strake the topmast with his hand, the foremast with his knee. He brake that gallant ship in twain, and he sank her in the sea. Ah, whatten are yon bright hills, she said, the sun shines sweetly on. Those are the hills of heaven, he said, where you shall never win. And whatten are yon dark mountains, she cried, so dreary with frost and snow? Those are the mountains of hell, he said, where you and I must go. While we're on the sea, well, the name of our ship was the Golden Vanity, and we'd not sailed from port but 50 miles and 3, when upon us came a Spanish galley to sink us in the slow line sea. Our captain wrung his hands, but the little cabin boy. Yeah, I'm all off on my chords. I can't hear what I'm doing here. Our captain wrung his hands, but the little cabin boy said, what will you give me, master, if them I do destroy. Oh, I will give you gold and my daughter too with joy, if you sink them in the lowland sea. So the boy gave a nod and he jumped into the sea, and he swam till he came to the Spanish galley. He climbed up aboard and below the decks went he, to sink them in the lowland sea. For this boy he had an auger that bored 20 holes in twice, and while some were playing cards and some were rolling dice, below the decks he went to work in a trice, to sink them in the lowland sea. The Spanish ship went down and the boy swam back again, saying, "Master, haul me up, or I will soon be slain. Pray heave to me a rope, or I'll drown here in the main. I'm weary of the lowland sea." "I will not haul you up," the captain he replied. "I will not heave a rope," the captain loudly cried. "I will shoot you, I will sink you, I will drown you in the tide. I'll drown you in the lowland sea." The boy he swam around the ship from side to side, but he could not get aboard, and soon he tired and died. And we left him where he lay, to go down with the tide. We left him in the lowland sea. We drowned him in the lowland sea. Okay.
There's a blue Ford Taurus right out here that needs to move and let a guy out and go home. Blue Ford Taurus got a little golf ball on the antenna. It's Stewart County license, a blue Ford Taurus. It must be, must be. Anyway, he needs out if you can help him there. Blue Ford Taurus.
Okay. I can't hear the guitar at all. I can't hear my guitar at all, so I don't know where I'm singing at. But does it? Okay. Do ye ever travel twixt Berwick and Lynn? Sober hunt crave, grows merry with time. There you'll find a bonny fair maid. She once was a true love of mine. Not saying anymore. Tell her to make me a cambric shirt. Sober hunt crave, grows merry with time. Without a needle nor thread word, and soon we'll be true lovers again. Tell her to wash it in yon spring well. Sober hunt crave, grows merry with time. Where ne'er wind blew nor drop of rain fell, and soon we'll be true lovers again. Tell her to try it on yon hawthorn. Sober hunt crave, grows merry with time. That ne'er sprang up since Adam was born, and soon we'll be true lovers again. Do ye ever travel twixt Berwick and Lynn? Sober hunt crave, grows merry with time. There you'll meet a handsome young lad. He once was a true love of mine. Tell him to find me an acre of land. Sober hunt crave, grows merry with time. Between the sea water and the sea sand, and then we'll be true lovers again. Tell him to plow it with a ram's horn. Sober and grave grows merry with time, and sow it all with one peck of corn, and soon we'll be true lovers again. Tell him to reap it with a sickle of leather. Sober and grave grows merry with time, and bind it all with one peacock feather, and soon we'll be true lovers again. Tell this young man when he's finished his work, sober and grave grows merry with time. He can come to me and he'll get his shirt, and then we'll be true lovers again. Thank you.
We're going to start the segment off with weight settles.
Test.
Get on that, you got two mics, you got an instant mic on your vote. I was told I had to move down here. In those uncertain terms.
No, Steve's got one.
What? That's the instant.
It don't matter. You still hear me? I'm not sure. All right. Can I move that down there by her?
Yeah. If you got enough board. What are they doing?
We can move here, and then he can play on that one.
Just trade that.
You sure? And then we're gonna be getting off, huh?
Take the blue one and put up there. We'll take this one and put it right there. And it'll reach. Okay? Jen, put this one. Oh, yeah, they're changing everything in the world.
I'll tell you. Here's this one where? Here? And one?
Now what are we gonna
Go
do?
on that other, that's a good one.
Okay.
And I'll move right here, then you can hear me. Sorry about that, but I want you to have,
You use it.
When you find that, go.
Okay.
Wait,
Hey.
just. Shackled by a heavy burden, neath the load of guilt and shame, then the hand of Jesus touched me, and now I'm no longer the same. He touched me, oh, he touched me, and oh, the joy that floods my soul. Something happened, and now I know he touched me, and he made me whole. Now since I've met this blessed Savior, and since he's cleansed and made me whole, oh, well, I'll never cease to ever praise him. I'll shout it while eternity rolls, because he touched me. Oh, yes, he touched me. And oh, the joy
that floods my soul. Every day you see something, it happened, and now I know He touched me and He made me whole. Now He'll touch you, oh yes, He'll touch you. And oh, that joy that'll flood your soul every day. See, something will happen, and then that's when you'll know He touched you and He made you whole. Yes, He touched me and He made me whole.
Good to see everybody out this evening. There's old fella took his mother-in-law to get a facelift, and when it was all done, the doctor said, well, got some good news and I got some great news for you. He said, the good news is the facelift turned out fine, there was no complications, but the great news is there's enough skin left to make a pair of boots with.
Okay.
I'd like to do an old timer from the Carter family called You Are My Flower. When summertime is gone, snow begins to fall. You can sing the song and say to one and all, you are my flower that's blooming in the mountain so high. You are my flower that's blooming there for me. So wear a smile and life will be worthwhile. Forget the tears and don't forget to smile. You are my flower that's blooming in the mountain so high. You are my flower that's blooming there for me.
I like that song.
I'd like to do another Carter family song that I just learned the other day, and haven't really gone over it too many times, but it's a awfully pretty song called The Broken-Hearted Lover. Could you let him part us, darling? Could you truly turn away? Would it make your heart ache, darling, not to see me night or day? I've been dreaming of you, darling, dreaming of your eyes so blue. Take me back, for love I'm dying, and I love no one but you. Some folks say that you don't love me. Others tell me that you do. But until I'm sure, my darling, I will still hold on to you. I've been dreaming of you, darling, dreaming of your eyes so blue. Take me back, for love I'm dying, and I love no one but you. I've been dreaming of you, darling, dreaming of your eyes so blue. Take me back, for love I'm dying, and I love no one but you. All right, we're going to kind of pep things up and do an old Cowboy Copas tune for you called Alabama. Well, I went to a turkey roast down the street, and the people down there eating like wild geese. I'm on my way. I'm going back to Alabama. Now you talk about your people have a whale of a time, eating up chicken and drinking their wine. I'm on my way. I'm going back to Alabama. Now some folks say that a tramp won't steal, but I caught 3 in my cornfield. I'm on my way. I'm going back to Alabama. Well, one had a bushel, the other had a peck. One had a roast near tied around his neck. I'm on my way. I'm going back to Alabama. Now there comes Sal walking down the street with the rundown shoes tied on her feet. Good morning, honey. Stand over there, baby. Get over there now. Well, hello, Sal. I know you with a rundown slipper and a tore-up shoe. I'm on my way. I'm going back to Alabama. When I get ready to leave this earth, I'm gonna look back to my money's worth. I'm on my way. I'm going back to Alabama. Hey, I'm going back to Alabama. I'd like to do this one for Howard and Ruth. They're big fans of Texas Ruby. This is a song, one of the last songs that she recorded, and her brother Tex Owens wrote the song called Love Me Now. If you're ever going to love me now while I can hold all this sweet and tender feeling which from real affection flow. Love me now while I am living. Do not wait till I am gone, and then chisel it in marble, warm love words on ice cold stone. If you wait till I am sleeping, never to waken here again, there'll be walls of earth between us, and I could not hear you then. So if you do love me any, oh, if it's just a little bit, oh, let me know it while I'm living, and I'll own and treasure it. Thank you. How many more you want? One more? All right. G again. All right. Devil Woman. F. F.
Yeah. On purpose.
I'm gonna do an old Marty Robbins song for you. Requested song. It's called Devil Woman. I told Mary about us, told her about her great sin. Mary cried and forgave me. Mary took me back again. Said if I wanted my freedom, I could be free evermore. But I don't want to be, and I don't want to see Mary cry anymore. Oh, devil woman, let go of me. Devil woman, let me be. Leave me alone, I want to go home. Mary is waiting and weeping down in her shack by the sea. Even after I've hurt her, Mary's still in love with me. Devil woman, it's over. Trapped no more by your charm. 'Cause I don't want to stay, I want to get away. Woman, let go of my arm. Oh, devil woman, don't follow me. Devil woman, let me be and leave me alone. I wanna go home. Running along by the seashore, running as fast as I can. Even the seagulls are happy, glad I'm coming home again. Made me ashamed to face Mary, barely had the strength to tell. Black Mary took me back, Mary has broken your spell. Oh, devil woman, don't follow me. Devil woman, let me be and leave me alone. I'm going back home. Yeah. Thank you.
That's right.
You know where close.
Henry got a mic.
Yeah, well,
That's
we.
all right. Just put the mic stand down. Let it
You're not gonna sing.
out one.
Oh, it's 10.
Hold on, let Tanner get ready. Tanner's not. You're gonna be in D, Tanner.
D.
Home sweet home. No. Wildwood Flower, sorry. I'm losing it.
What you say, Tanner?
Wildwood Flower.
Y'all ready?
Home sweet home.
What's our song?
I'll let you start that.
All right. Same key.
Same key.
Same
yeah.
key, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Matt.
Very, very good.
You want to sing one?
Pat, what would you like to hear? That sounds like the song I was fixing to sing. I'm glad I thought of that. What'd you say, Ruth? The Rose that Dixie sings with me? The Violet and the Rose? Yeah, that's... Huh? Bluebird?
I told her I didn't really know that. I mean, I know.
Which one is she talking about?
I think she's talking about Fly Ye Away From My Window, Little Bluebird.
About what?
I think she's talking about the Bluebird song, you know.
She wants to hear you do it, right? I don't doubt that. I think she requested it before.
Got out of it that time.
I don't even harmonize to that song. Homonize. Dog court. Look. Check Atkins. He can malk check sometimes, you know it? Charlie, let's go to D and do one. Wish I were down on some blue bayou, a bamboo cane stuck in the sand, but the road I'm on, it don't seem to go there. So I'll just dream and keep on being the way I am. The way I am don't fit my shackles. The way I am's reality. I can almost see that barber dancing. I'll just dream and keep on being the way I am. Wish I enjoyed what makes my living and what I do with a willing hand. Some would run, but that ain't like me. I'll just dream and keep on being the way I am. The way I am don't fit my shackles. The way I am, reality. I can almost see that barber dancing. I'll just dream and keep on being the way I am. I'll just dream and keep on being the way I am. I don't know if anybody said anything to you about tomorrow night. We got a schnitzel dinner at Cummins City. Like old man John Doty said, it's a dead blame hot. You can't pedal tomatoes over Cummins City.
Doing a home in Mississippi where the old Red River.
All right, we're going to get too many requests. We don't have that many time, but go to E. What I like about it is to hear her yodel. I like to see her goozle go.
I don't know how to do no yodeling.
Huh? Yes, she does.
Yodeling's not in my contract.
the peace and the whippoorwill, where I spent my happy childhood o'er the rocks and through the rill. I can hear my dear old mother as around the place she goes, on my farm in Louisiana where the old Red River flows. Adio-le. You can hear the cattle lowing soft and low, and that twilight in the evening so low, so low. On my farm in Louisiana where the old Red River flows. Pick a little bit. Lord, the lights are bright on Broadway. You can see the great white wave, and New York's Coney Island where the liquor flows all day. I'm heading back to Dixie, through the snowy way I go, to my farm in Louisiana where the old Red River flows. Adio-le. You can hear the cattle lowing soft and low, and that twilight in the evening so low, so low. On my farm in Louisiana where the old Red River flows, on my farm in Louisiana where the old Red River flows. Adio-le. Did you see her goozle? She is great. I can't believe anybody can harmonize on a yodel anyway. That's what she's meant to do.
Music. I'll be arrested and somebody's going to do a citizen's arrest for this.
That's right. It's a wonder she don't get arrested for singing so good, ain't it?
No, for singing yodeling.
What was the other one that you
Harmony.
asked for? Oh, you asked for one. Oh, I know about it. C? Is that what we do at C?
Yes.
Don't go messing around singing your songs with some other girl. She'll change it. I sung it with somebody else. Anyway, we sung it in D, and Dixie said, "It makes my eyes float," you know. A violet fell in love with a rose, and started it blushing from its head to its toes. Then one day the rose was kissed by the dew. A new love was formed, and the violet turned blue. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm sending red roses to you. If you care to send some flowers to me, my love to bouquet with you. But just like the road, you proven untrue. A flower that's wild, they say has no home. And just like the violet, I'm left all alone. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm sending red roses to you. If you care to send some flowers to me, then send me some violets. I'm blue as can be. Just send me some violets. I'm blue as can be. Charlie's sister liked her. I believe she liked it a lot, didn't she? Yeah, she did, Amy. She liked it a lot. Okay? I didn't hear you do nothing funny tonight. Ain't funny move. What are you gonna do?
Do in the jailhouse.
You don't know what a mess we make of that in the jailhouse now.
Yeah, do it again. Where you do it at?
I wish I. Huh?
Where you do it?
What did we do? See?
I don't know. It's been a while.
No, they did it down in B, didn't they? Somewhere in the neighborhood of B. Well, I had a friend named Ramblin' Bob who used to steal Ramblin' Gob. Thought he was the swellest guy around. So I found out last Monday Bob got locked up Sunday. They got him in the jailhouse way downtown. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. I told him once or twice to quit playing cards and shooting dice. He's in the jailhouse now. Adiole, adiole. And they could. Albert used to help me and go, yo, 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 yo. Adiole, ole, yodele.
Albert would get right into it.
So I went out last Tuesday. I met a little gal named Susie. I told her I was the swellest guy around. She started into calling me honey. She started into spending my money. We hit every honky-tonk in town. In the jailhouse now. We in the jailhouse now. They told us once or twice if they're playing cards and shooting dice. We in the jailhouse now. Adiole, adiole, yodele, yodele, yodele. Oh, that ain't awful. Dixie done a good job, but I'm sure I can't do that. You ready, Howard? What would you like to do? You gonna do it in A?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna do it in A. We're gonna stick to A.
And we-
Yeah, that's it. The sweetest songs belong to lovers in the moment. The sweetest days were the days that used to be. The saddest words I've ever heard were words of parting. When you said, sweetheart, remember me.
Remember me when the candlelights are gleaming. Remember me at the close of a long, long day. It would be so sweet when all alone I'm dreaming, just to know you still remember me.
You told me once that you were mine forever, and I was yours throughout eternity.
But all those vows are broken now, and we will never be the same except in memory. Remember me when the candlelights are gleaming. Remember me at the close of a long, long day. It would be so sweet when all alone I'm dreaming, just to know you still remember me.
A brighter face may take my place when we're apart, dear. Another love with a heart both young and free.
But in the end, fair weather friends who'll break your heart, dear. And when they do, sweetheart, remember me. Remember me when the candlelights are gleaming. Remember me at the close of a long, long day. It would be so sweet when all alone I'm dreaming, just to know you still remember me. Just to know you still remember me.
It's time for Howard to be up here. You know, I've seen a lot of phony people in my life, but I believe that beats all. That beats it all, though. That takes the case. Big and I know it's Marty Robbins' song said "Begging to You," but he was coming back to a woman. That's right.
Yeah, we'll send that around.
Howard, okay?
Yeah.
Indeed. When the last breath of life is gone from my body and my lips are as cold as the sea, when my friends gather round at my farewell party, won't you pretend you love me? There'll be flowers from those who cry when I go and leave you in this old world alone. I know you'll have fun at my farewell party. I know you'll be glad when I'm gone. Don't be mad at me for wanting to keep you till my life on this old world is through. You'll be free at the end of my farewell party, but I'll go away loving you. There'll be flowers from those who cry when I go and leave you in this old world alone. I know you'll have fun at my farewell party. I know you'll be glad when I'm gone. Yes, I know you'll be glad when I'm gone. Come on, Howard. Y'all give a big hand for Mr. Howard.
We're going to do a couple and go. This song is like to tell stories about Hank Williams, but Hank wrote this for his second wife. Him and Audrey were divorced, and if you've ever seen Billie Jean Williams, I don't know if you ever saw her, but she was a beautiful thing. If there ever was a pretty woman, it was Hank's second wife. And so he told her one time, he said, "Baby, I could never be ashamed of you." And he wrote her a song, Key of C. Everybody said you'd put me down. I should be ashamed to bring you around. It makes no difference what you used to do. Why, darling, I could never be ashamed of you. Baby, you were reckless yesterday, and perhaps together we will find a way. For in my heart I know you'll be true. Why, darling, I could never be ashamed of you. Saw me one, son. All the happiness I've ever known was the day you said you'd be my own. It matters not what we go through. Why, darling, I could never be ashamed of you. Baby, you were cheated in your past, and perhaps those memories, they'll always last. In my heart I know you'll come through. Oh, darling, I could never be ashamed of you. No, darling, I could never be ashamed of you. Thank you. Steve, you ready? All right. Key of E, here we go. Last Saturday night I got married. Me and my wife settled down. Now me and my wife have parted. Think I'll go strolling downtown. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Sometimes she'll sleep in pajamas. Sometimes she'll sleep in a gown.
It's me, Irene.
When they're both in the laundry, Irene's the talk of the town.
Hallelujah.
Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. Play me one, son. Stop your rambling, stop your gambling, stop your staying up late at night. Go home to your wife and family sit by your fireside so bright. Everybody, Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. Come back to Asbury and see us. Thank